Hey guys, it's Scott with Scotty B Cards. This episode, I finally got my PSA 20-day order back after about 8 months, and I just want to show some of the cards I got graded and what I thought they would grade to see if the grades were accurate. Before the PSA reveal, if you are a sports card, trading card, baseball card fan, then this is the channel for you. We post 3 times each and every week exclusively about this content. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. All right, so like I said, this is a personal 20-day order. It technically was my membership. When you sign up for PSA, whether it's the platinum or gold, I believe you get 15 free grades. So these are my 15 free grades, and the cards I submitted, you will see, I anticipated getting them back in around 2 to 3 months, not 8 months. So some of them might have not been submitted nowadays. But regardless, I feel like it went pretty well. I just wanted to have my first live reveal because I don't do this very often, but I thought you guys might enjoy it. These cards are, a lot of them for PC. 8 of them are mine, 7 are of my buddies. So I just wanted to give a little bit of background before we hop into the video. All right, guys, so here are the cards. Just a heads up, these were submitted. They were my 15 free grades for the Platinum membership through PSA. So it's supposed to be basically a 20-day, and 20 days is 20 business days, so we figured we'd get them back quickly, but we didn't. It took about 8 months. We submitted them, and they received the cards on October 6th, and we got them back today, which is June 4th, so just about 8 months. Overall, the grades were what I expected for each of my cards. Half of these are mine, half of these are a buddy of mine, and I know PSA is grading tougher, but I'm very tough on my cards anyways on what I grade, and I have a decent idea. And I'll show you my thought process behind each card and what I expected and what percentage I thought it would get a 10, what percentage I thought it would get a 9, and so forth. So it'll make sense. The first few cards are not mine. They're actually my friends. The first 7 of the 15, so the last 8 are mine. So I'll go through his really quick just to show what they got. I'm not going to go too in depth on his cards, but I just wanted to have that highlighted for him. The first one is a 2012 Damian Lillard Panini Prism rookie card. Got a 9. That's kind of what we expected. We always hope you get higher grade. Hope you get that 10, but we expected a 9 on it. Still a really great card, really rare. After that, we have another Damian Lillard. This is a PSA 9 Hoops rookie card of Damian Lillard. Got a 9. These are getting tougher to grade. They used to let like little tiny edge wear go, but now they are not letting it go as much. But overall, I kind of expected a 9 here as well, but I thought I had a chance at a 10, pulled a 9. After that, we have a really cool card. It's unfortunate this one didn't get the 10, but this is a Donovan Mitchell Silver Prism. This one leaned towards a 9 with a shot at a 10, and it got the 9. So I think that was consistently what it should have gotten. It had a few small surface imperfections. You can see the corners are fine. Bottom right has a tiny bit of white, but not anything that's worth docking too low. Great card, though, still. Next up, we have a couple cards that probably wouldn't have been submitted now, but at the time he was worth submitting. That's Tyler Hero. This is a PSA 9. It's off-centered left to right, but we thought aside from that, maybe a tiny corner ding in the top left, as you can see right there. It was still a decent condition card. I thought I had a chance at a 10, but I got the 9. This next one got a 10. This one we expected to get a 10. This is the Ruby Wave Tyler Hero rookie card. So really cool card. Again, he was worth a lot more before this last postseason, unfortunately, but this still has value, I think, $150 to $200. After that, we have a Zion Williamson. This is the rookie. We expected a 9 on this. There were a few dings on the edges and corners that I didn't think would give it a 10, but again, you just hope it's a 10. But a 9, still some decent value. This is a card he pulled, so he wanted to get it slabbed. And the last card of his submission is one that we wouldn't have sent in if it was now. But this is the 2019 Panini Prism LeBron James. This is his, they always say his Lakers rookie or whatever you want to say. Cool card, but probably not worth slabbing again. At the time, it was only like $15 to grade a card. So even if it got a 9, you could still make money on it. This one, we expected a 10. I'm really surprised it didn't get a 10. It's the first one, the grade surprised me. Okay, now we are to my order. So if you look at the screen right now, this is what I expected on this card. This is a Jamal Murray. It was really good. It had good centering on the front. The front was perfect. The corners and surface were perfect. I pulled this in 2016 when I was still more into basketball than baseball. On the back, though, it was super off-center. It's more than 60-40 off-center. So I thought it was a 10 if it was for the front, and they actually follow their standards, like saying they take, I think, 70-30 on the back. I thought I had a chance. But if they didn't, I thought it was a 40% chance at a PSA 9. And my guess was right. It was a PSA 10. So this was a lot bigger card. It was like a $300 card before he got hurt. Now it's about a $100 card. Next up, we have an Anthony Davis. This Anthony Davis, this is what I expected. You never know with these hoops cards. If you look at the bottom, not so on the front, but on the back, you'll see that there is some edge wear. And that is very common for these hoops cards. And I've seen PSA 10s with much worse edge wear than this. So I was like, this has a chance at a 10, but if I was going to grade it, I would probably give it a 9 just because of that. But I still wanted to submit it. I actually opened a box of these for like $65 back in 2019. No, 2020, beginning of 2020, right when COVID hit. And it pulled a 9, so no surprise there. But I was still hoping for that 10. I also thought I had a better chance at a 8.5 or 8 than a 10, but kind of what I expected. Next up, we have a Luka. And the way I thought this Luka would grade was so. I thought it had a 60% chance at a 10, 30% chance at a 9, and really anything below that, it didn't really expect it. I wouldn't have submitted a second-year Prism Luka if I wasn't very confident that it would get a 10, and it did get a 10, so I was accurate with that assessment. But these were like $150 to $200 back when I submitted back in September/October, but now it's like a $65 to $80 card, so kind of a bummer, but glad that my expectations were right for it. This next one is one of the most interesting cards in the entire submission. This is a really big card, actually. This is a Ronald Acuna Vintage Stock 2018 Topps Update. These are numbered to 99. And I have seen Vintage Stocks grade much higher than the card looks. And so with that in mind, my expectations were pretty low still because I'll show you, has a corner issue right there on the top right, has edge issue right here, has a corner issue on the top left, has a corner issue on the, sorry, I'm shaking, has a corner issue on the bottom right. If you flip it over, the back looks really good, but it does have a corner issue on the bottom left. So with that in mind, this was my expectations. I thought there was a 0% chance at a PSA 10, obviously. And I thought there was a 10% chance at a 9. That was an optimistic, in my opinion. And then I said 20% chance at 8.5, but I expected a PSA 8 on it. And there was a 30% chance it got below. But it got a 9, which makes this card really valuable. And you might see all the condition issues and be like, wow, that card's overgraded. It may be slightly overgraded, but that's really common for these vintage stock cards. They're a lot more condition sensitive than the base cards. So that's a really big card. Probably one of the biggest surprises of the order, because again, I gave it a 10% chance to get this grade, but pretty cool card, numbered to 99 of an iconic image. The next card we have is a DJ LeMahieu 2011 Topps Update. And this card, I expected fully to get a 10. This was the most confident card I had in the submission. I gave it a 70% chance at a 10, a 20% chance at a 9, and 5%, basically 10% lower than a 9. Not a good chance at all. The card was perfect if you actually look at it, in my opinion. Centering was great. Corners and edges were really good. I must have missed a small imperfection on the surface because it got a 9. So the one card I was very confident about, it actually got the lower grade. There's only 2 cards that actually, so if you include the Acuna, I did not expect that to get a 9. So I guess there's 3 cards that got what I didn't expect. But this one did pull a 9. Next up, we have a big card for me. Wow, it's so pretty. I haven't seen this since I sent it in. If you look, it's a really good looking red. These are really condition sensitive. That bottom left corner is the only thing that really held it back. I expected on this one, sorry guys, wrong card. That's the gold, that's next. But I'll just go to this one next. I expected a 35% chance at a 9. So I kind of expected a bigger odds of it getting less than a 9 just because these are hard to grade. I had 2 small, I don't know if you can see it on here. There were surface indents right here and right here, which I did not know how they would grade. I thought it would either get a 9 because everything else is perfect, or they're going to give it like a 6 because sometimes they do that. And it did pull a 9, which is really great. I'm happy to have this card back because now my Mookie Rainbow is essentially complete, including the next card coming up, which you know is going to be the 2014 Topps Update Gold Mookie Betts. This one, like I already showed, I thought it was going to get a 9. The only thing is the card was perfect. Like legitimately, everything was perfect. Centering's really good. Surface is really good. Edges were good. But the bottom left corner had a tiny white and the bottom right had a tiny white. Other than that, the card was great. So I gave it a 50% chance at a 9, a 10% chance at a 10. I've seen corners like this get a 10 with these cards. And then a 8.5 and lower, I gave 40% chance just because of that. You never know if you get a bad grader. and it did get a 9, so I was happy. So for me, like, yes, a lot of these I expected to get like an 8, a 9, a 9, and a 9. That's okay. They were for my PC and it was cheap. But the last card of the submission, this is a card I have had in a screw down in my bedroom since I was 5 or 6 years old. Maybe not that, maybe 10 years old. This is a 1993 Bowman Derek Jeter. If you look, all the corners are perfect. Centering is perfect. And the back looks really good too. So I expected it to get a 9. I thought I had a chance at a 10, but these estimates were kind of before I looked at the card perfectly. There was a small print line on the card, and I did not know how to affect it. And it killed the card. It got a 7. So that's the only one that really shocked me. But at the same time, it's not surprising because it feels like they grade these cards stronger for some reason. Alright guys, that is it for this video. Thank you for watching. Overall, I'm pretty happy with 6 out of 8 cards being where I expected or better. You know, there's been a rumor PSA is grading much tougher, so I can't complain whatsoever. Let me know down in the comments below which card you enjoyed the most, and let me know if you want me to do these type of videos again. Other than that, like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.